friends, today we're going to be looking at using the half circle protractor. Okay, so on a half circle protractor, when we take a look here, you can't see real well, but my numbers on the top here, they go from 0 to 180, and my numbers on the inside go from 0 to 180 this way. So it's really important that you have a frame of reference for what would be a reasonable answer. Okay, so let's review through our different types of angles. My angle is exactly a right angle. How many degrees do we know that is? 90 degrees. It's a right angle, right? So we use this as a frame of reference. Is my angle wider than that, or is my angle narrower than that? So I know if my angle is wider, then it's going to have to be at least greater than 90 degrees. And when I think about a straight line, I can also use that as a frame of reference. How many degrees is a straight line, friends? That's right, this is 180 degrees. So I know if my angle is wider than that, then it has to be over 180 degrees. So I use those as frames of reference. When I think about an angle that is smaller or more narrow than a right angle, I've got an acute angle, right? A cute little angle that's going to be less than 90 degrees. And when I've got an angle that I know is wider, when I've got my 90 degrees, I know my angle is wider, then I call that an obtuse angle. That's right. So obtuse, and that's got to be greater than 90 degrees. Okay? If I were to take a look here, this reflex angle definitely has to be greater than 180 degrees. So we use those as frames of reference to decide whether our answer is reasonable. Okay? So before I have you working with your own half circle protractor, I want to show you how I can measure different types of angles as well. Okay? So starting off here, I'm just going to draw any old angle. I'm going to label this vertex C. So I want to know the measure of angle C right here. And I'm looking here at this inside angle, okay? So I've got another circle right here, just like we did on that full circle protractor. I'm going to set that on the vertice of my angle, okay? And when we did the full circle protractor, we had to be very, very careful about making sure we were measuring clockwise. With a half circle protractor, we don't need to do that because my numbers go in both directions, depending whether I'm looking on the outside numbers or the inside numbers. So it's really important that we look to determine whether our answer is reasonable, okay? So when I look here, when I've got my circle right over that vertex right there, then here's my baseline starting me at 0, okay? So I've got two measures. On the inside, it ends at 170 degrees. Is that a 170 degree angle? Absolutely not, right? So that's an unreasonable answer. Okay, that was measuring from here to here, but I want to know from here to here. So I have to look at my outside numbers here because it goes from 0 to 180 this way. So I look at 0, and it's in between the 20 and the 30. So what is my angle measure here then? 25, okay? So this angle measure is 25 degrees, okay? So let's say I wanted to measure this reflex angle. Can I do that with my half circle protractor? I can't, okay? So what do we know about the degrees of a full circle here? 360. So I need to take 360 minus 25, and that will get my reflex angle. So if I take 360 degrees minus 25 degrees, then that will get my reflex angle. So I got 360 minus 25 right here. So my reflex angle is 335 degrees. Okay, because 335 plus 25 would complete that full circle of 360. Okay, so now we get a chance to do this on our own. So you can go ahead and politely say goodbye.